everyone! Welcome back to Dual Destinies. It's been a while, yes, but that's because I was busy with college, and I'm almost at the end. I've got 2 more weeks, and then I'm done, and then I'll hopefully have a consistent video schedule and get a lot of other things done I want to show you all. For now, let's go back. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, right. This guy. What Labelle saw. Oh, okay. We're doing this now. Yeah, that hair does not suit anyone if you ask me. Where is it? Oh, autopsy. Here you go. Fort Labelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean? Yeah, scared to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice. Mr. Labelle had already fled down the hallway with the phone in it. He would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? After all, she did discover the crime scene. She immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hallway. Whereupon she encountered the demon yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Flinch in a Tenma Trial costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallways meet. As for Mr. Labelle, if he had fled there, feigning escape from the yokai imposter. Oh yes, then the two would have crossed paths. There you go, Your Honor. Right, except Mr. Tenma told us there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. Ah, my eyes, my beautiful eyes! Ha! Not such a fabulous scent now, is it? But, Mr. Justice, the witness also stated he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it? Inside the Fox chamber. Where else? But isn't that within the very crime scene? It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you? Silence. Oh, hello. Oh, his shackles are broken. It's been a while, guys. Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with the sword of truth barred. Prosecutor Blackwood, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no side tiers save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone on this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? For the sole location for which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the tanuki, without either of them noticing you were right there in the Fox chamber. Oh my. So that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox chamber? I do. I didn't enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that. But it's a verbal cologne I used to protect myself. That's perjury? I think. You better explain yourself, Mr. Labelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. The witness is skating on thin ice. I remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. It was perjury. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. Oh, God. Yeah, actually, I think we could finish the whole thing. I don't know. I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the male groan and hid behind the folding screen. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So, see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. You liar. From behind the screen, yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. Just so he could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that tanuki Flinch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo! You think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the Fox Chamber, so at least that much must be true. The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness. I've never heard that word before. Regardless. One, 2, 3, 4. Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I like to ask you about is... Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through the alderman cubby. Then there was that statue the alderman used as a bludgeoned mare. The incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor. Oh right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? What exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Okay. Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if it was a the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of a union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring. Well, Mr. Destines, do you consider the statement to be any importance? Is it important? Yes. I believe that I believe that to be extremely important. I request it be added to the testimony. The statue had fallen onto the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the magnificent merge and your downfall. Where is it? Is it this one? No, Fox. Yeah! Oh, whoops. It's this one. I remember that. Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. Labelle. What could you possibly mean? You said the statue was like a celebration of a union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed, but, what of it? Two yokai are joining hands in goodwill. It's as if they were celebrating the magnificent merger. Something the matter? So, how did you really know that statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? Justice Stono, explain yourself and make it quick. The statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it was broken when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like it was two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room, for Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should have known what it once looked like. So, Mr. Labelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form, right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken! How dare you! Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Fort Labelle, I accuse you with the murder of Alderman Rex Cube. Order, order! Mr. Labelle, you've been accused of murder! Do you have anything to say in your defense? How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo. This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico! We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it! Oh, really? Is Phoenix still watching from the gallery? I didn't think of that. Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer. What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust! And I just proved that he was in the Fox Chamber while it was still locked tight! Silence. Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo. Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Q-mate told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine. Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that. Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scout statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox Chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapsed in therein, and no one else. Oh, dang it. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Labelle could not have possibly been in that locked room. I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen Labelle? The proof is oh my god. The proof is incontrovertible. Though no room for debate exists. Am I right? Am I not right, your baldness? Yeah, it does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and the victim being the only people in the locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed. You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono. But your baldness. This trial will last an eternity if we were up to crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I will leave it stand and declare a verdict. Oh, really? This court finds the defendant Tenma. Oh, now what? Hi! Call! It would seem that my time is at hand. Mayor Tenma? Counselor, there is a matter with which I must testify. I recall it now, for your good gracious. Counselor? Oh, right, he must be mean. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to the head? Bailiff, don't just stand there, seize him! It's no good! I can't restrain him! God, don't be in despair! For I am Tenma, demon lord of the yokai! Mr. Justice, do something! Since when am I responsible for the court security?
Paul, this is our chance. Might be able to get some new information out of him.
Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if it is a yokai. Is this right? Oh, whatever. Well, when you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world. You do remember what happened to Maya, right? Spirit channeling? Still happened, Your Honor. Unprecedented is an absurdity more like. Alright then, Mr. Tenma, your should I say, but Tenma, your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollection, most real courtesy of my host, Tenma. Heed these words, mortal, for fear them you shall. Caw! Ruler of the demon kind. Barely conscious was Tenma there amid the darkness. Suddenly two yokai did appear. One side I, Tenma, ruler of the demon kind, and the other side my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. Lovely. Even the judge. So is the defendant certain that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed, it was all in darkness. And the part about Tenma and the nine-tailed fox being there. Yes, the two! Tenma towered overhead and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold. I call animal abuse, Your Honor! You would see the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half dreamt of that happening lingers in his mind.
Apollo, maybe I can help here.
Really? Oh, you mean?
Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I can sense the unusual emotion in the mayor's heart of the event.
Okay, just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us again. Widget! Whoa. Oh, you were happy? Why were you happy? When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but you also something like joy as well. Joy? Perhaps it was joy at the light of coming to my eyes at long last. A long, terrible creaking did pierce the silence, and then there was light. Okay. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket. A creaking door. Oh, you must be talking about the forbidden chamber door. It does make a lot of noise.
So this means that the forbidden chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described?
I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenma towering over him. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the fox chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? Oh crap. Where was it? I think here? The forbidden chamber? Was it not the fox chamber where the murder did occur? Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the forbidden chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the forbidden chamber's doors opening. And the towering Tenma Tower you saw was likely the forbidden chamber statue. Why yes, that would explain it. The darkness and the staff and the demon's grasp.
But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox?
Maybe he was seeing things, just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai.
Fantastico, Labelle. It's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events.
Misremember, you say? Let me think. Ah, I do believe I remember now. That was not the Nine-Tailed Fox. It was the Amazing Nine-Tails.
What? The Amazing Nine-Tails?
At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it now. 'Twas the Amazing Nine-Tails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door. Well, thank God for that. Yeah, I think we'll finish this today. I'm sorry I asked.
Amazing Nine-Tails. But that was the victim, Alderman Cube, right?
Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed?
Never mind that. This is completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update.
Alright then. Oh, okay. That's still terrifying. When the Amazing Nine-Tails opened that chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes, it was a hazy depths of my mind. I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red, for when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicably wash over me. Oh, wow, okay. Cape of red?
Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left.
Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw that red cape? Why indeed? What could this mean?
I guess his memory's still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence.
Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slapped you right across the face.
Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to face a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see.
Oh, so it's basically the same thing as usual in cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out. Contradiction. Here comes justice. Okay. Ah! Why red? Isn't it different? Where is it? Yeah.
Objection.
It's not red, it's yellow. You said the Amazing Nine-Tails cape was red. Are you sure about that? Yes, well, I do believe it was red. It was a red cape I saw, but... Mayor Tenma? Does this cape look red to you?
Oh, that certainly does not look red, not even a scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my, as I yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the amazing Ninetales is arrayed in the cape of red. So you mistook red something for his cape. Apparently so. I remember seeing it now, and it brings great sadness upon me.
So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory.
Well, he would have seen the fox chair behind the amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been... Mr. Merritt, was it the red thing you saw this? Where is it? I think it might have been blood you saw. Something red that could possibly produce a deep sadness. Could it have been, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the alderman's blood? Blood? Why, yes, it was blood! Okay, I'm not. Yeah, this is a reverse breakdown? I don't know. It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was the line behind the Ninetales Alderman's bloody body. Eek! Oh, that's traumatic. Oh, we did it! Does this feel good though? Bye-bye, okay.
His noise level's down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now.
Does this mean the amazing Ninetales killed Alderman Cube?
But the Alderman was the amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work?
Hey, I asked you first! Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover, okay. Oh, do not think this strange. The little scamp has already confirmed her blood to be in the Fox Chamber, but she said not about seeing the amazing Ninetales there.
You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see Labelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then?
Will the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain this inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughters? Yes, I can. Yes, of course I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. Beep! What about a good old-fashioned penalty? I don't think I've gone a penalty thus far, Apollo. Oh, well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head that's worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. Labelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. And these two facts are crucial to my explanation. So let's consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent Labelle and the victim being there at the scene of the crime, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma? A very good question indeed, and I suppose you have an answer for this? Sadly, you would be supposing wrong.
You think she could have mistaken Labelle for the mayor?
Well, she did. The question is, why did she do that? Well, the explanation, Mr. Justice. I believe it's time the questions are over. The defense asserts that Florent Labelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma also testifies she saw her father collapse there. If she has, in fact, misremembered the events, what could have made her do so? The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent Labelle disguised as Denmataru. Okay. That isn't a completely impossibility. Their faces are utterly unlike. Could you explain this with a mere disguise? Yes. They both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Mayor Tenma disguised completely hidden the face?
I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face.
And it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Alright. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? I think I'll pass him! Oh, he's dead. Oh, God! There goes Apollo!
Are you okay, Apollo?
I'm not fine, am I? Oh. Well, now that we have this little fairy tale out of the way, your baldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments. What's even left for me to do?
Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says? When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down.
Turn the case upside down. He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she could have removed it. And rather that she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it.
The wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He never unmasked himself in front of others. But there are matches where the wrestler bows for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself.
And what the fact that it was the Amazing Ninetales who opened the door. A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? We got it all backwards!
Apollo?
I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your baldness, I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will. But it may seem it must be time to... I do have proof! Do you now? Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. Labelle for her father, why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to the Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mr. Tenma's identity. Yep. What absolutely claptrap, poppycock, ladder dash! We thought the alderman was the Amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tenma Trial. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for the Ninetales veil. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our clients. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma was a Tenma Trial. He was the Amazing Ninetales! I love Athena's face. What is this? You best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion? Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the Amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she'd say it was the Amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though unbeknownst to her, it was really flaunting the Labelle disguise. The accused, that deceitful dandy, are utterly dissimilar in the physically build and voice. The little scab would have seen the difference. Remember Mr. Labelle has his own brand of cosmetics? Why couldn't he fake a blind build, a different build too? Anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different. Why did she not simply pull the mask off? A masked wrestler's disguise is most precious than its life. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales, she would never dare mask him. This case is a mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. Labelle entered the room where the mayor and the alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him a coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold... Oh, yeah. That's when Mr. Labelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who had also been drugged, into the forbidden chamber. And then he returned to the flock chamber, slipped in some sort of the mayor's spare clothes, and completely disguised by donning the Amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. Labelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma into the scene.
Ah, so then the person who said I killed Autumn and Cube was...
Yep, that was Florent Labelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed. This is no mere thing, guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and... No, you twisted samurai! This time you stop your jabbering, let me finish making my case! Ugh! Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. Labelle was still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the fox chamber. So he could drag out the mayor back into the fox chamber.
Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was...
Right, it was Labelle opening the forbidden chamber. The second time Mr. Labelle opened the door to the forbidden chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Flinch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Flinch and his Tenma guys ran as fast as they could away from the room. As he did, he left behind the trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one else to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. Labelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the fox chamber. I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense. Then, after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. Labelle then threw the mask out the window and fled the room. For these absurd theory to work, it requires the defendant to be the amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the manipulable merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous. The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Mr. Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales. Ugh! This is madness! No one could possibly hatch such an insane plan. No one except the killer as insane as this plot. And I say, Florent Labelle has more than qualities. Foolish mortals, it's you who's on powerful. Forget who am I! Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe as soon as Mr. Labelle's arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Oh, now what? Oh, your hair's back to normal, thank God. You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma's not the amazing Ninetales. I just proved it! What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet? But that's just... And even if he didn't admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma right here and now. What? You wouldn't dare reveal the secret! My good friend, the other man told me all about it. But it wouldn't be as good to expose the truth. What would the superstitions would it? The truth behind the Tenma Trial? What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it. Say I'm the amazing Ninetales. I dare you. Ugh! Wait! Will someone please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenma a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to the amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth. Right? I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice Stono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless.
Apollo! Don't you dare give up now.
I know! Your Honor, I believe Mr. Labelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Please answer the court, Mr. Labelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetales or not? This is the last one, I think. The amazing Ninetales' true identity. The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such an utter nonsense. But if he did commit such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma right here and now. And that will bring ruin upon the Ninetales, just as the superstitions say. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At any rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense is much of a case here. Ha 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 ha. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know that other than Kyubey was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how the amazing Ninetales veil made their popular comeback, and the other man was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in the testimony somewhere, but I don't even know where to start.
Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself.
But if he admits it, Labelle's going to expose his secret identity behind Tenma Trial. Ugh, we're so close. I know it. Depends me cross-examine the witness. Don't gaze upon Tenma Trial. Don't tell others you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly! Telling others what Tenma Trial looks like will reveal the truth. That's what the superstitions were written down in the first place. And Bruin coming to the village if you would free him. Is that a warning not to expose the truth? Bingo! And that truth is Tenma Trial is a great inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales is about. Tenma Trial is a great fortune? Come to think of it.
Only that is the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it, said it was their amazing treasure in there.
Could Tenma Trial actually be... Telling the villagers that Tenma Trial is a terrifying yokai is what scared them away from the forbidden chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Well, it seems our race of Athena has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenma Trial exists. That's why the secret must be protected. As long as Tenma Trial exists. Huh. Mr. Labelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Yeah, guess what? Yeah, about that. Funny how that didn't work out. Mr. Labelle, what if Tenma Trial no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tenma Trial no longer existed? What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenma Trial no longer exists. I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when you searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Oh, really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I have proof that Tenma Trial no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Izuku Kozu figure. The great thief Izuku Kozu used it to leave at the scene of his crimes. You are suggesting that Tenma Trial has been stolen? Yep. Phineas Flint's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. To say a phantom thief. And by that hideous, moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less. No! My beautiful golden Tenma Trial was... The greed inspired by Tenma Trial can no longer be ruined upon Ninetales' veil. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of the meeting. They must have been speaking of Tenma Trial, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that Tenma Trial's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenma Trial is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon the Ninetales veil. Oh, in return for that gold, my ancestor didn't receive from the Ninetales veil the land that would become Tenma Trial. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-filled battle, it was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. It was then that the yokai Tenma Trial came to be. So Tenma Trial and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. fairy tales are not. Tenma made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, for it is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say, the love for money is the root of all evil.
My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to the Nine-Tailed Sphere. A thing so terrible that Tenma, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it secret. Yet we have not brought love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenma would never seek to take over Nine-Tailed Sphere on a merger. Oh my, that's quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenma no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret identity? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Seriously? No, don't do it! Please, no! Be gone, you demented demon! Now where was I? The Golden Lord of Yoryokai, the Amazing Ninetales, is indeed me! Ah ha 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 ha! Okay. Let it out, man. And that means Jinxie! Yes? The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the fox chamber, was he wearing the Amazing Ninetales mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Cubey that day, so... So it really wasn't Papa I saw under there, was it? It was Ford's idea from the start. He asked me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than Mr. Labelle's scheme. We must easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Caw-caw, caw-caw, caw-caw. The truth behind the case has finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Cubey, but Florent Labelle did, and... How dare you, peasants! No!
Silence.
Oh, come on! What more is there? Justice Dono, you should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses a dull blade incapable of cutting a cake. Now do that, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. Last year, Christoph Gavin. Let me know how that worked for you. What? Alright, now let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. Ah, ha, ha, ha. This is the final battle, Justice. A samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Ah, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Of course I do! You have evidence? Oh, I have evidence.
You do?
Of course! It's just conclusive evidence we need. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma's innocent. Here comes justice! Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor was the victim, were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought that the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales, but as of we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales was really Mayor Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those facts are what we revealed. However, Mr. Labelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the crime scene. But he didn't say anything about the evidence outside of the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks. Does any of the evidence found outside of the crime scene prove anything conclusive? Yes. Oh, I know! The Amazing Ninetales mask! It was found washed up along the river. What sort of evidence could this mask hold? What about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? Oh right, the hair is Fort Labelle's. Yes, now that's what I can call conclusive evidence. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to the court?
And of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will.
That mask? How is this conclusive evidence?
It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cube.
Yes, but the amazing Ninetales, as we know, is Mayor Tenma, so...
That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you.
Mr. Fort Labelle!
What are you talking about? I would never have hideous white hair like that!
It would appear that your coup de grace failed its mark, as freakishly fop is not white hair's type. Because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color of another.
No, he's just white hair.
And no, Prosecutor Blackwell, it's you who has made a fatal error. What?
Remember where the mask was found? It was washed off by the side of the river. With that in mind, the last piece of evidence will solve the remaining riddles. I think. Yeah. That's...
What is that?
This is Mr. Labelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out just with water. The court will also recall that the amazing Ninetales mask was washed up alongside the village river with the white hair inside it.
What's this? Are you saying that appearing peacock's hair color is...
That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. Labelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction, but thanks to the river flowing through the Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. The white hair and the mask is conclusive evidence proving that you're the real killer. A DNA test will all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it, Fort Labelle. You were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cube. You peasant! How dare you! My profane beauty. Okay.
Oh, that's kind of satisfying, so I suppose.
Yeah, his hair is destroyed. Hello, this is Labelle. What? The project is off? This is Labelle. The sponsors have pulled out. Labelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Tenma's aide? Hello, this is Labelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claims against me? $100 million? I'm finished, washed up. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Oh, God in heaven. This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated.
Order in the court. Oh, okay then. Well, this is quite an unexpected outcome. I must hand you, Mr. Justice. Really turned this case on its head just like the other lawyer Phoenix, right?
Wait, that was a compliment, right? I can't really tell.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Fort Labelle?
The defaced man is withered like a flower without a water, and the officer is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the golden eggnog known as the Tenma Trial. However, few were allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to the Ninetales Vale. Labelle sent in motion his plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger, but the efforts of the amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus Labelle was murdered and the alderman attempted to pin the blame on the mayor Tenma.
I see, but what I can't comprehend is why he would go through all the trouble for the gold in the first place. Mr. Labelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. Labelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with the makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand he could only love, which is why he sought the gold with such ferocity. Too bad for him. Someone else has gone to do it first anyway. I see. Very well then. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Tenma.
Yay! Confetti!
Okay.
Oh.
Court is adjourned. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming.
Just got lucky, I guess.
You banished Tenma Trial from Ninetales like you were some kind of exorcist. Stop!
There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. Labelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment.
I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch that Mr. Labelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the alderman, the Amazing Ninetales' true identity himself. But why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetales. Had Labelle succeeded from framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed.
Oh, I get it. If the Amazing Ninetales was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger much easier.
Right. Then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search for the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure.
What an insanely intricate plot.
Most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of a demon lord's approval. Why are you acting like Tenma again? Let this be of no concern to you. How could it not concern me?
Tenma, be gone!
Gah! Jinxie? Seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back.
Yes. It would seem Tenma is no match for you. Ha ha ha.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great?
Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? It is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though.
Aww, how come?
Once everyone hears that I'm the Amazing Ninetales, the fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people, and the reason for my secret identity. I don't see how it could possibly continue.
I think you misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke out. Seems like they want a glimpse of Mayor Tenma, the man behind the mask, and to root for your return to wrestling ring. Rooting for me, but I thought I was more than a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one who is really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are.
Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Ah, Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this. Thank you. Now if you'll excuse me, huh? I don't want to keep my fans waiting!
I sure hope they can settle this problem between Tenma Town and Ninetales. Me too.
I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer/killer is behind bars, and the merger no longer an issue. Plus, the alderman is obviously still a hit. And I suspect Ninetales will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said.
Okay, Bebo. Now that we've gotten one out of the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving.
Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up to me.
Oh, he already does. I definitely passed my growth phase, and you should be past yours too.
Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not? It's space stuffing time.
Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways.
Very funny.
But I've got a legal leg now.
As much as I want to go without it gaining an ounce.
Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this.
Calories? Huh? Just let them try and stick them to me.
Alright, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldon's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go.
I've been waiting to have a bowl from there since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for?
The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two.
Yay! Thanks, boss. I won't let you down.
Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldon's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. Oh, thank goodness it's ending.
That was our first case together. And it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seems so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Tenmas Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come.
Is that it? Yep, that's the end of the case. Okay, can I save? Yay! Alright, that's it for today. Huh.
Tenmas Legal Academy, prestigious high school
Huh.
with alumni in the highest echelons of the legal world.
Well, I guess I'll let this play. Okay. That'll be for the next one. Oh my god. Alright, thank you. Now, well. Okay, now that's it for today's episode. I will see you all later. Have a nice day. Bye.